Paige. Yes, it's your girl Petty Paige back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Right, I am at my mother's house in the West Midlands. She lives in the centre of town. So for that reason, if you hear any background noise, I really do apologise. I just want to get this video out to you before my baby shower tomorrow. I know, I'm working. Why am I working? Okay, but we have to work because a whole lot has happened in the past 24 hours concerning James Charles. So I'm just going to get straight into the drama.
Most of these bitches is petty, 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 petty. Most of these bitches is petty.
Okay, so a lot has happened today. We have got James Charles, who released a video today, literally a couple of hours ago, talking about the entire situation with Tati Westbrook and James Charles. He titled that video, No More Lies. This is James Charles' first time speaking about the entire situation between himself and Tati Westbrook since his original response that he titled Tati. That video has over 51 million views at this very moment in time. However, this comes straight after Tati making her own response video, basically saying why she made the video that she did. So between the two of them, this has been the fourth video in the feud between Tati Westbrook and James Charles. So to begin with, I'm going to be talking about what James had to say about Tati Westbrook before going on to speak about what James Charles had to say about Jeffree Star. So let's start with Tati.
Starting off, my friends and I all attended Coachella weekend 1 from April 11th through 15th, and I had an artist pass provided to me by a brand. We had a really, really good weekend. I mean, you guys saw the Snapchats, Instagram pictures, and outfits, and my video. It was really, really fun, and we will definitely never forget it. But at Coachella, I had drama with a boy that I had been talking with for 5 months prior, and it all kind of clouded the overall memories. Later on that very same week, on April 19th, my best friends and I in the family group chat made the last minute decision that we wanted to attend Coachella weekend 2 again to kind of relive those memories, but boy free. I texted my manager Jake that very same night asking if it'd be possible to get us in for the next day since it was already Friday, meaning we're missing the first day of the festival, so therefore we could only go on Saturday. Because it was so last second, we were only able to get VIP tickets, which is not the same as artist, but we headed over anyway and wanted to have a really, really good time. For those of you who may not be familiar with Coachella, I do want to quickly clarify the different passes just because it kind of is important to this whole situation. VIP, although VIP, is still very, very open to the public. Artist passes, however, are passes that you cannot buy. The only way you can get a hold of them is through a brand getting them from the actual festival or through having a personal connection to one of the artists or bands that are playing. It's in a very, very highly secured area that is not open to the public. Along with artist passes though, there's also something called a performer pass and backstage passes and a lot of other things that can keep you more protected. Keep in mind, weekend 1, I did have an artist pass. Weekend 2, I had a VIP going into the situation. When we walked into weekend 2 with me and my friends on Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st, we noticed that there was a major, major difference in the crowd. We were in the VIP section and I started getting mobbed really, really quickly at a super unsafe capacity because, as many of you guys know, whenever we stop to take a photo, kind of other people tend to come and it just turned into a big situation, and it honestly was not safe. I had remembered from weekend 1 that my friend Nikita, Dragon, who I was with a lot of the time, was brought by Sugar Bear Hair and had an artist pass, personal security, and backstage passes and was very, very taken care of and safe. When I felt unsafe in the situation, I panicked and I texted Nikita and asked her if she had a connection to the Sugar Bear Hair team that could potentially help me out. Nikita replied right away and she gave the Sugar Bear Hair team my personal phone number, to which they reached out to me and offered to come rescue me with a pass and backstage access and security to make sure that I was okay and was able to enjoy the festival along with my friend.
Okay, so bitch, we already know about the whole situation between him and Gage Gomez and what went down with all of that and the speculation and the allegations that surrounded that whole entire controversy. So we know that it wasn't the best time for him out there in Coachella, which makes it completely and totally plausible that he would have wanted to go for a second time, and he was not given the artist pass because he was not there on a brand deal or anything. So he went into the VIP and it just didn't work out for him because he got mobbed. I completely understand that, and it kind of gives a little bit more validity to his story, but this doesn't change the fact for me that he took a sponsorship or a sponsored deal with a company in exchange for tickets or whatever the exchange was, whether it was monetary and tickets, who knows. But in exchange for tickets, allegedly, with Sugar Bear Hair Company, a company that he did not try the product of. That to me just shows your level of integrity, that you don't care about your subscribers. You just don't go around speaking about vitamins, things that people ingest and have inside their bodies, to your young subscriber base, to your young audience, and pretend and lie essentially like you've been taking them for a hot minute. You have not taken them for a hot minute. You lied to your audience, because remember this?
I also want to give a quick shout out to Sugar Bear Hair. I met their team weekend one at Coachella, and they really helped me and my friends out with sister security because it was crazy. You guys probably already know about their iconic hair vitamins, but they just came out with brand new vegan sleep vitamins. And first of all, they taste so bomb, but most importantly, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety recently, and it always comes late at night when I'm laying in bed thinking, which is not fun or fresh. So I've been taking these 30 minutes before bed, and they've been really helping. So if you guys want to check them out, you can swipe up.
So yeah, dude, the only thing that this is showing me is where your moral compass lies, which is way down on the floor.
Before posting my stories, I actually did text Tati first out of respect for her, giving her heads up about the sponsorship, but she was immediately upset. I tried my best to kind of explain the entire situation and also give her a direct apology as well, but at this point I had signed the contract and I absolutely had to post it. There was no getting out of it. I made countless attempts to text both Tati and her husband James, and many phone calls as well, trying to reach them, all of which they did not respond to. And later on that night, while sitting in my hotel in San Francisco, because I could not reach Tati, I issued a public apology directly on my Instagram because I really wanted to make sure she saw that I was sorry, and I wanted to end the situation by taking full responsibility for my actions. Over the next several days, I made countless attempts to contact both Tati and her husband James on all their different phone numbers. I texted and called Tati's business number, her family number, and also James's personal phone number as well. After a full entire week of trying to reach out and handle things in private with Tati and her husband James and getting no response, I figured at this time it'd be best to just respect their space, give them their privacy, and that whenever Tati was ready, she would reach back out to me to handle things in private and hopefully move on with our friendship.
Okay, so granted, this part does not make Tati look very good at all. Basically, he's saying that he tried to contact her on countless occasions. Now, the reason that Tati said that she didn't want to go and speak to James in person was because he had been contacting drama channels. He still has not addressed whether this is the case or not. However, with her being the adult, I would say, in this situation, I would expect that she would at least give him the opportunity to express himself and to explain, not only to her but to her husband. Which is one of the things that Tati got upset with him for not apologising for, was all of the hard work that her husband has put behind James Charles and James Charles's brand. But as Tati has said previously, she has her receipts stacked. So I'm really interested to see what she might come out with after this. Is this true, Tati? You better get all of these receipts together, bitch, because he is coming for your scalp. And no amount of Halo Beauty is going to make that hair grow back. Throughout the rest of the Tati section of James Charles's video, he basically refutes the predatory claims that she has made against him, the predatory allegations that she made against him. And also, he refutes the claims that he did not support Tati's brand, because he showed various different clips of him supporting her brand fully, including a Snapchat in which James Charles actually had the Halo Beauty package in his hand that he bought with his own money in order to support Tati Westbrook. This does not make Tati look good at all.
I just received my package from Halo Beauty. This is Tati's brand new brand. I did not tell Tati that I was buying these, but I did pay for these myself because I just wanted to support her, and I'm so happy. I know she's getting a lot of backlash on this, which is making me so mad because I know she's worked so hard on these for the past several years now. Congratulations, Tati. I love you literally so much, and I'm very proud of you and all your hard work.
Now, next up, James Charles speaks about the whole entire situation between himself and Jeffree Star. Now, this is where things begin to get extremely juicy.
As well. In Tati's video, she said that she felt she needed to bring all of this to the public eye because people needed to know what's going on behind the scenes, and I truly cannot believe that I'm about to bring up what I'm going to bring up, but I feel the same exact way. On Monday, May 6th, Jeffree posted this tweet to his Twitter, which I instantly started getting tagged in. After this tweet and a few other ones from him and his friends, I decided to reach out to him and ask if there was something going on that I should be aware of. He replied to me and he said that it was not about me and that it was about another brand stealing his ideas. This message was in a voice memo, which has since disappeared from the screenshot. You'll just have to believe me I have literally no reason to lie at this point. Even though he said it wasn't about me, I still asked to talk to him, but he said he was unavailable. A few hours later, while I was getting ready for the Met Gala, I got this text from Jeffree. Concerned but mostly really confused, I reached out to him about meeting together in private in hopes to speak together and figure out the misunderstanding, but he didn't reply. 3 days later, still no response. I decided to reach out again, but he was not available to talk. I flew to Australia on May 8th, and on May 10th, hours before my scheduled meet and greet appearance where 5,000 fans were already waiting outside, I was woken up at 4 in the morning by my friend because Tati had just uploaded her video titled Bye Sister. Watching Tati's video, it was very clear to me that my friend was still very hurt, and even though I had already apologized both privately and publicly, I wanted to make a video right then and there with my raw and honest emotions. But because of the time difference, it took me an extra few hours to film the video and get it up, and by the time I was about to hit publish, I received yet another text from Jeffree Star. I've already cleared up Sam and our night together being 100% consensual. He was absolutely not trapped in a hotel room, but Jeffree also brings up Zach. Zach is his boyfriend Nate's brother, and not only did I not pursue Zach, who identifies as mainly straight, but it was actually Jeffree who suggested that I talk to him in the first place.
Hey, Nate's brother is single and mainly straight, right up your alley.
Sounds good.
And he...
Sounds great for me.
And he just moved here, work.
Zach and I talked on Snapchat for maybe a total of 10 selfies back and forth to each other. He was super sweet, but it was very clear to me that he was not actually interested, and the conversation stopped before anything could even get remotely flirty at all. With everything going on, I did not reply to Jeffree's text in the moment.
Now, granted, I will say that Jeffree Star's message to James Charles at this very moment in time does look extremely antagonistic, especially when speaking about being a Manny 2.0. In my last video in regards to Jeffree Star stating publicly on social media that Nate had banned James Charles from the Star family home, one of my speculations, aka conspiracies, was that it could have possibly have been that James Charles has made some advances towards Nate. However, a lot of you guys in the comment section down below said it may have something to do with Zach. Well, it seems as if you all may be right, because according to this screenshot that James Charles posted in his video, it seems as if it really may have something to do with Zachary. Oh my.
Grayson is going on camera shortly to finally tell the world how you tried to molest him and touch him in his sleep and made him uncomfortable for months, you sick motherfucker. Next, Zach will be going on camera to tell how twisted and sick you were, trying to get him to like you and then make him feel bad when he didn't want to send you photos back. Then Sam from Seattle will be joining me and Cameron to talk about you trapping him in his hotel room. You need to be locked in prison for a very long time. You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society. As disgusting as it is, I have to admit, bringing up Grace and Dolan was pretty clever. At the height of all these allegations and stories going around, both of the twins unfollowed me, not wanting to be associated, and fans started speculating that the rumors could be as to why. Too bad that aside from our pre-planned collaborative jokes that happened in the Sister Squad videos, me and Grayson flirting, nothing ever happened between us. And when all this went down, I knew Jeffree was lying because the twins were two of the first people to call me and make sure that I was okay.
Bitch, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Okay, so let's start with the message that Jeffree Star allegedly sent to James Charles, because this message goes deep. It cuts. Like, okay, so originally when I was watching this whole entire thing, I was like, oh my God. How can somebody be so mean and so rude to somebody else? Like, I don't care who you're talking to. That's deep. That's deep to call people those kind of names. And in my opinion, if you are going to make allegations like that, you better have receipts. Well, it seems as if after today's video that Jeffree Star has made it clear that he may well be releasing a video. So I am going to sit back and await his response before commenting further on quite some serious allegations. The next part I kind of wanted to address is when he was basically trying to make out that Jeffree was some like criminal mastermind who had a master plan to make everything fall apart for James Charles, when he said that it was a very clever plan for him to use Grace and Dolan as a ploy in this text message because Grayson and his twin brother were one of the first people to check on James Charles to see if he was okay. Basically saying, try me bitch, they would never betray me. However, as I showed in one of my previous videos, the Dolan twins did in fact unfollow James Charles. Both Grayson Dolan and Ethan Dolan unfollowed James Charles alongside Emma Chamberlain, who I am telling you guys holds the fucking key to this entire story. I promise you. There is something that she knew that made her unfollow him all them months ago. So I am just waiting for when she has something to say. Because if what Jeffree Star is alleging is true, then that could give some more validity as to why she decided that she didn't want to be friends with him all them months ago. Because to me, this is an extremely wild allegation and it implicates somebody else. So I don't know, I'm going to have to hold my thoughts on this for a moment, because in my head, logic is saying to me, if Grayson Dolan really did care about his friend and his emotional well-being enough to check if he was okay, why did he decide not to stand by his friend through the fire and through the rain? That's not being a good friend.
Not only did Jeffree text me, but he also went out of his way to text my best friend, Drew, this lovely message trying to turn him against me. Jeffree's messaging about me both in private and in public was hurtful, defamatory, extremely excessive, but most importantly, literally all based on lies. I wish I knew why he was doing all this, but at the same time, his track record with public feuds makes none of this a surprise.
Now, whilst I do not in any way condone Jeffree Star sending this kind of a message to a party that is not directly involved in this feud, I also don't appreciate the name calling and some of the words and language used here. Once again, you cannot make these serious allegations without a serious, substantial amount of proof. But once again, I am going to await Jeffree Star's video and see what it is that he has to say for himself in regards to this message also, because this is quite defamatory and essentially something legally that somebody could sue you for. And this isn't no John Cookian versus Peter Mon allegation situation. This is two influencers who could legitimately fight legally in court. They've got the monies, honeys. Okay, so that's about it. That is about the entirety of my thoughts on the whole entire situation. I have kind of somewhat abstained from giving a formal opinion on the entire thing because at this very moment in time, I'm still waiting to see what Jeffree Star has to say. I feel as if Tati Westbrook has been able to express herself twice. James himself has been able to express himself twice. And somebody else, Jeffree Star, who admittedly inserted himself into this whole drama, has not had the opportunity to express himself. Now, I am very much aware what the comment section is going to be like. I know that there's going to be a lot of people sitting there going, why are you defending Jeffree Star, blah, 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 blah. And I honestly could not give a crap about Jeffree Star at this very moment in time, okay? Like, I am pregnant as hell. It is almost 2 a.m. in the morning, and I have a baby shower today. So trust me, Jeffree Star is definitely not high on my priorities list. However, something that James Charles did say did stick out to me, and I feel like if we are going to listen to this portion of his story, then we have to at least provide that same attitude to every single party.
Joining in on bandwagon hate and cancel culture is incredibly toxic, and it's very concerning to me that as a society we're becoming okay with guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around. I truly hope that everyone who participated in this, whether it be fans, influencers, drama channels, or credible news sources, take the time to think about your words and the impacts that they may have on others, because I assure you, and I promise you, it's a lot stronger than what you may think.
Yeah, so let's just keep that same energy across the board. But what I will say to James Charles, Tati Westbrook, and even Jeffree Star in this whole entire situation is there has been a lot of stories that have been going across social media, particularly on Reddit, where a lot of people are blaming the drama channels and the T channels for being a massive part of this Dramageddon 2.0 situation. But I have this to say to everybody. I promise you that not a single drama channel, not a single tea channel, not a single commentary channel saw this situation coming. In fact, the person who opened their mouth the first on this entire situation was Tati Westbrook, a situation that I personally believe and feel could have been handled better behind closed doors. Y'all could have had a conversation about this and parted ways like amicable adults, but you didn't. You brought it to the internet, you spoke your piece, and then you were shocked, upset, annoyed when everybody decided to put their input in. Unfortunately, this is the business that you are in, and this is exactly what you decided to do. So don't blame the tea channels, the commentary channels, the drama channels, the credible news sources for the problems that you guys perpetuated yourselves. You guys did this. And this is including Jeffree Star, because he did not need to insert himself into a drama that was pertaining to Tati Westbrook. But what I will say is that he stuck up for his friend because he cared about his friend. So for all of the people who reached out to James Charles in private, why, if you care about him and believe him so much, did you not stand by him when his back was against the wall and he was fighting through the fire and rain? Where the fuck were you? That lets me know that James Charles has no friends, really, and that really speaks volumes of his actual character. This time last year, when there were serious allegations that were made against myself, I had almost the entire drama community standing behind me and basically refuting these claims, not just to me in person, but publicly. That's what your community does for you. So if you want to talk about the toxicity within the beauty community, you guys are the ugliness that lives inside the beauty community. And remember, you guys make the drama, we just report it. Anyway, that is about it from me. Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time that Petty Paige posts new content. Right, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. It is literally 2 a.m. over here in the UK, and in a couple of hours I've got to be all glammed up and beautiful with my friends and family and doing all this like baby stuff. So I'm going to go. But I love you guys so much. If Jeffree Star does speak out tomorrow, which I think he might, but if he does speak out tomorrow, then I will make a video probably the following day because I will be exhausted. But keep it locked here on the Petty Paige channel because I will be keeping you guys updated. Peace.
Petty, petty, petty.